The childhoods of 5 horrible men. Hitler was a homeless orphan. Mussolini stabbed his schoolmate. Stalin's dad abducted him from school. Putin was terrorized by rats. Does it explain anything? We don't know, but let's take a closer look. 1. Adolf Hitler. Hitler's childhood was full of grief. When he was just 5, his younger brother Edmund died of measles. Adolf's father, Alois, was an abusive drunk. He would beat the boy in front of the whole family. Adolf took out his anger on his younger sister Paula. One of her journal entries says,
"Once again, I feel my brother's loose hand across my face."
Alois died when Adolf was 13. 5 years later, his mother Clara died from cancer. Hitler moved to Vienna, hoping to become an artist. Twice he was rejected by the Academy of Fine Arts. Hitler frittered away his inheritance. By 19, he'd run out of money and had to live in shelters. Hitler lived in a men's public dormitory until 1913, and then World War I began, and he went to fight. Not a good start in life. 2. Saddam Hussein. Saddam's father left his mother when she was pregnant. Saddam Hussein beat herself in the stomach to induce abortion. It didn't work, and she became ever more depressed. She tore out her hair in clumps. She tried to kill herself repeatedly. Soon after Saddam's birth, Saddam's eldest son died of cancer. He was only 12. Saddam was sent to live with his uncle until the age of 3. He was sent back to his mother when she remarried. His new stepfather beat the boy savagely. The man beat Saddam to wake him up. For example,
"You son of a dog, I don't want you,"
he'd say, by way of good morning. The family was poor, and the man made Saddam steal for them. Scared and confused, Saddam ran away from home. At 11, he made his way back to his uncle. In his late teens, Saddam was given a gun and sent off. Thus began his adult life. 3. Benito Mussolini. Mussolini's mother was a school teacher. His father was a blacksmith. Benito adored his father, helping him in the smithy, but he became a bully at school. Benito pinched other children in church. He threw rocks at them outside. At 10, his parents sent him off to a Catholic boarding school. Benito saw this as betrayal. He was rebellious and tried to make as much trouble as possible. At 11, he stabbed a fellow student with a penknife. His parents were forced to put him into a non-religious school. Benito emigrated after graduation to avoid military service. 4. Joseph Stalin. Stalin's father beat his wife and son regularly. Joseph was 10 when he was accepted into the Gori Theological School. His father would repeatedly abduct him from school. He made the boy help him by working in a factory. Joseph started getting into brawls himself. His father continued beating him regularly. Around 10, Joseph's left arm became disfigured. This was probably the result of abuse. His face was scarred by smallpox, making him unpopular in school. Stalin later had his pictures altered to conceal this fact. 5. Vladimir Putin. Putin's family lived in a rat-infested apartment block. Vladimir used to chase rats down hallways. Putin's parents were both traumatized by the war. His father, Vladimir Sr., fought on the battlefield. Out of the 28 men in his unit, only 4 came back. Vladimir Sr. was wounded with shrapnel. Putin's mother, Maria, almost starved to death once she fainted from hunger and was almost buried. The couple had 2 older children, but both died. The Putins lived in a communal apartment with 2 other families. There was no hot water and no bathtub. Vladimir's parents worked around the clock. He grew up in the street, but Vladimir was weak and often bullied.
"I learned to always hit first."
He later wrote,